Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I am here 365 days of the year. So yeah, you can't get rid of me. And I'm glad you like I'm glad you're liking the covers. That means a lot. I spent a lot of time on them. So, but anyway. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. It's an ongoing thing. And we have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. Thank you. I know you work really hard. I know there are times you just come here, you just want to listen, but you're like, oh, wrenches up, wham, like whack a troll. And you guys are on it. Thank you. Okay, like I said, I'm out here every day, and I've got your 12 questions. I get them out of the chat. Every day. Anything in all caps in the chat is how you talk to me. And other than that, please type normally. And the questions are already in the chat. I usually get them between like 11:30 and noon before I come on. And yeah, so you're always welcome to come to the live, but also you can just come in, pick and choose because I timestamp as I go along, and you can just pick and choose and have the political tarot buffet. Anyway, hello Sherry H. Happy Tuesday, well-being and health. Okay, hello everybody. Hello, Sheila R. Okay. All right. So, thank you. Oh, it's been stressful. Oh, Moranchi, I hope you're okay. Thank you. Oh, the nails. Yes, I saw these. I had to have them. Little kitties poking. What's going on? I had to have them. So here we are. Okay. Boy, there's a lot going on today. There is a lot going on today. And it feels like moving toward justice. It feels like it's like, oh, did we just slide toward justice? Just a little? Did anyone else feel that? Excuse me. Thunderstorm. Reminds me of Halloween. It is the Black and Orange channel. Anyway. Oh, thank you guys. Purr. All right. We are starting Nito Keen Swift. I like that gene. All right, we're starting at 3 minutes, 30 seconds. And go. Thank you, Deborah. Sheila R. says, yes, I did feel that. Polly Wend is asking, will ratting on Trump become a national pastime? There's so many people who can. Since there's nails give me life. You're awesome. All right. So, Karl Racine. I have a quote here. Basically, the news is from Kristen. Uncover the news. Thank you, Kristen. Trump Organization has been re-added. As in they were added, then they were removed. Now they've been added back as a defendant in the District of Columbia AG case against Trump's inaugural committee. The case is now headed for trial. AG Karl Racine said the judge added the Trump org, better known as Grift Co. around here, to New York back into our lawsuit against the Presidential Inaugural Committee. Our lawsuit is moving forward fully intact and full steam ahead. We sued the Inaugural Committee for misusing funds to enrich the Trump family. Now we're going to trial. Is justice finally going to be served? Oh, I'm glad you guys like the kitty nails too. Make me happy. I wish you could have met my Nick. My black cat, Nick. I had from when I was 15 until I was 35. Loved that cat. He was an absolute sweetheart, like boo-boo. Whew. Oh, Polywanda, we'll get to some of that. Okay. So, inaugural committee, because a lot of this is falling directly on the princess. Princess Precious. Bubble Girl. Inaugural committee. That's a lot of burden. That's a lot of burden. That's a lot of paperwork. That's a lot of work. Oh yeah. That's a lot of work. Okay. Let's see here. Page of Cups. 8 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Lovers and the days of doing whatever you want because you're a Trump. Those pesky little weak Democrats who go after, because of anyone who goes after Trump is a Democrat. It doesn't matter who it is. I get these, those little weak Democrats you've been complaining about. Yeah, I get this a lot for them. And that feels like Ivanka being hemmed in. Because the whole company, all of Griftco, it was bad. And these cards, the Wheel of Fortune turning, and everyone in that Trump cult, Trump org, we even talk about the grossness. It's all corruption. To some extent, they better hurry up if they're going after Trump, because anybody who's trying to get money out of Trump org to pay for anything, better hurry. Anyone who's trying to hold them criminally liable, get in line. All right, well, this actually turned into serious convictions and not quite entirely sure what people would be like. Are they is Ivanka going to go to prison or something? Judgment. They're finally going to face judgment. I got 2 cards for the beginning. Oh, that's a lot of worry. There have been legal decisions along the way. The thing is that what we hear about, they know more than we do, because they're hearing the questions. They're getting all of the requests for records. They're getting all of that. On the defensive, center insult to injury. Knight of Wands. Oh, you always punch back. That's what you're supposed to do, but it's not gonna. It's gonna hurt them more than help them. And sometimes I get an answer, and sometimes it's like, okay, chapter 3. Hi. Yes, Cat Shepherd, the State Department better yank his passport yesterday. So, as Sienna Rose, the great Sienna Rose, called them the Trumplings, Ivanka, possibly other Trumplings, are they going to be facing criminal convictions Knight of Cups. The Knights, the Democrats, because of course they're all coming after him. They're all coming after the family. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Three of Cups, Six of Cups. They have to pay up a lot of money, fines, and all this other stuff for alleged potential theft, but they don't have the money. They do not have the money, and we are eating popcorn. That's what I've got here. So I'll take it. So thank you for being here with me for this. It's so nice to finally have some news like this. Some people being held accountable. So we, at 11:30, it just gets better and better. 11:30. Experts believe Trump and his oldest kids could possibly be facing racketeering charges sooner rather than later. Uncover the News brought the headline, David Cay Johnston was saying Trump about to be hit with a racketeering case. The three oldest kids may get charged too. So could these get the ball rolling on this before the midterms? Well, let's read about the RICO law. RICO law. All right. I'm just okay. I calm down. Trump org. Will they get hit with racketeering? Will they be convicted of racketeering? Cool, quieting the beast. Let's see. Oh, grown. Two of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Seven of Wands. From so many directions. It just feels like this immense tangle. Wow. It's going to be like people are going to be wondering, how did this guy ever sleep? There is such a tangle. There is such a mess. There is so much so much wrong, allegedly, entertainment only. But it is this huge tangle of deceit and misdirection and lies. And right now we're just seeing this part. People working together, trying to get things in order. Trump, oh no, we're just a company. We're just sitting here working. We're just sitting here. Yeah, we're tinsmiths. That's what we're doing. Eric, grab that hammer. Use that stapler as a hammer. Yeah, we're just tinsmiths. We're just working. But this is what's about to come out. An absolute Gordian knot. of misdeeds. William has a good point. The dump spent every moment of his life in how he could take advantage of people. You are correct. I agree with you. Whew, yeah. So, the what they are uncovering is worse than. But will they be convicted? Rashi says he never slept. Even me with an 8-hour difference in America, watching his Twitter was impressive. He tweeted in the middle of the night, and I have insomnia. It was insane. Well, that's all I'll say about that. 6 of wands. Oh, yes, your great victory. The great. Yeah. Lovers. King of Cups. Emperor. 9 of Cups, King of Wands. Oh my gosh, all of everything laid out. This is historic. This is absolutely historic. The cult is still there, but Biden is president. But who will have the throne, who had the throne, who gets the no. Everything laid out. Everything will be laid out, and he will be reduced. Do not call yourself a president. Do not call yourself anything. You are a criminal. That's what that feels like, allegedly. Treat in the collective energy. Entertainment only. This is epic. This is history books being written about, well, books. I'm so old-fashioned. The history documentaries will all be about this. Big. Feels like monoliths, but in a row. And I'm getting the sense of, oh, just wait. Just wait. Really? It's the sense I get. All right. Yes, William. Flush she goes. I love you guys. Alan says a huge tangle of everything that is murky and slimy. Yeah. Yes, Linda McMurtry says Trump caught up on his sleep in his security briefings. That's true. Joanne Hall says, well, Trump always wanted to go down in history. Okay, so next, because there's more. 19 minutes in, Mel Broussard. This is the key, because you know what is most important to Trump. And it isn't Ivanka. It's his money. Right? So, I'll make sure I've got this 30. Will the news that Trump's financial records are not reliable? So Mazars has dropped him like a hot potato and said, oh, everything we did for the last 10 years, we were doing it based on what they were telling us. That was fraudulent. Do not trust anything that any of this paperwork for the last 10 years. Deuces. I'm out of here. That's what Mazars has said. which is kind of interesting because it's like, were you doing all their paperwork? So didn't you know what they were saying stuff was worth when going to banks, and you did their tax returns? So how did you not see the discrepancy? But that is neither here nor there. Also, they haven't finished Melania's taxes, maybe Junior's, I'm not sure. But they have to suddenly go find a new accountant. And who's going to jump at that? Hi. H&R Block? I'm serious. What else can they do? What, Trump's going to sit down and do his own taxes? I wonder if they finished Trump, because I think they said they didn't list him as the ones that aren't done. So I assume his are done. Oh, but that would have been awesome, wouldn't it? To watch Trump try to do his own taxes. He wants to make some money. I'd pay to watch that. Oh, boy. So, will the news that Trump's financial records are not reliable from Mazars lead to banks calling in loans, since the loan applications were based on fraudulent financial statements? Also, I don't quite know exactly how it works, but there's a certain amount of when you have loans that are that big, you have to pay back certain amounts, maybe like minimum payments, but it has to do with valuations and all this. It's very complicated, and there have to be these regular payments and then like bigger payments at the end and all this. It's very complicated. And if Mazars is like, I'm out. Holly in France says, I just saw this on Twitter. The Trump org just signed a contract with 4 seasons total accounting. Exactly. Net, thank you. Oh my gosh, you had a lottery. Big hugs from me and my daughter. We share some of our lottery win. Thank you. Congratulations. That is wonderful. You've always been a sweetheart. Thank you. Wow. Okay. You guys are so sweet. Moranchi, I don't either, and that's okay. I'm just grateful. Okay. Yeah, Electrostorm. They knew he was shady, though. Why get out now? Oh, great. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm just grateful. Thank you. Why get out now? Because the walls are closing in. And I want to say way back, there was some talk about a couple of people at Mazars getting some kind of immunity. Linda McMurtry says, I just did a 3-card on Trump's year, all reversed. Tower, Strength, Empress. Hee hee. I love the hee hee at the end. So, the loans, the Trump loans. Knock, knock. As if Deutsche Bank has ever been on the up and up. Why that? Why? It is my lucky day, Charlie, and it's a great day today. I keep telling you, good days are ahead, but it's always great. I'm serious. You have no idea how much I love spending time with you guys. But anyway, I do not understand why Deutsche Bank is still in business. I don't get it. I really don't. How many times do they have to be fined for money laundering? But anyway. So anyway, are people going to be calling in Trump's loans? Because after this, if they call in his loans, where's he going to go? Who's he going to get loans from? Something it feels like yesterday, today, right in here. It's like his Griftco has big X's over its eyes. It's a cartoon. The character is like big X's over their eyes. He's done. Oh, Lisa Graham, side note, Jupiter will be on Biden's side starting February 20th, 5 days. And that's good. So we have the president having Jupiter on his side when the country has in some parts of astrology, its exact Pluto return. That's good. Yikes. Okay, all that money we're going to get from the Middle East? Better call in that now. Only I don't know that they're going to do anything. Who in these countries would help these people? What does it get you? They're under massive criminal scrutiny. Page of Swords, Lovers, Knight of Cups. He's going to double down on his only source of income, which is grifting the cult members. They are coming for you, Trump. They are closing in from both sides. Oh, they are complete. They've got him completely boxed in. Completely. If that is not just the embodiment of this current situation where he's looking over his shoulder, he's being the bully. He's getting in front of his cult members with the big bully sword, pretending he's 100 feet tall. But he's looking over his shoulder because he knows what's coming. He is hemmed in, and it's closing. Oh, this energy is so clear today, and it is beautiful. It is such a lovely step, just big, like, whoosh, whoo. We've moved in the right direction. I like it. Lady Life, I appreciate you saying that. They aren't orbs, though, I'm afraid. It is my humidifier. So, see? I don't know if you could be able to see that, but... Oh, this is so beautiful. Alan says, can you imagine how much money came into Griftco from the mafia and other illegal sources? And this loss. Yes, how much oligarchy money, mafia money, just gone. Polly Wanda, I love your brain. A joyous wail. He's off to jail. You are awesome. Ricky. Oh, Electrostorm says, I feel the sun coming out finally with this Trump mess. It does feel that way. Ricky saying, how was your Valentine's Day? It was nice. I got to spend it with you. And I got actually, there was a gift exchange that my family does. But we didn't get together this year. So I'd gotten this really nice, by the way, those of you who are new here, I go down in the muck, I read on the stuff, then I come up for a minute and we just talk about silly stuff, and then I go back on. Okay. So So I got this, what do you call it? Whipped cream thing. You put liquid inside of it, and then you twist all the stuff down, and it has little nitrogen cartridges, and you turn upside down. And in my family, we literally call it because that's the sound that the bottles make when you hit the nozzle. Anyway, so it's a homemade ice or homemade whipped cream maker or something. I don't know. So, and they said that you don't have to use whipped cream. You can use non-dairy, just sweeten it, that kind of thing. Maybe add some vanilla or something. So I've washed it, but I'm letting it soak well because it's steel. The whole thing is steel. And it just, where it just came from, it's probably relatively clean since it was made into something that makes food, but still steel. So anyway, it's soaking, but I'm going to be using that. All right, so I thought, well, what the heck? Nobody's using it, and I've wanted one, so I opened it, and now it's mine. So I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, back to this. Oh, Jolie says, I just got an image of a complete orange sniffy meltdown tantrum. Kristen has great news just in. Scientists say a third person apparently cured of HIV with a new treatment. Yes! 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 Oh, that's so good. That is so good. That's a good day. Do you know how the good, I mean, just imagine around the world the good this will do. Wow. Yes, Mel Broussard. Science, baby. Science. Yes. Thank you. Cheers to the scientists. Bless you. Oh my gosh. It just makes me so happy. Semperance. Science for the win. Holly France says, hooray! Back in the 80s, I lost so many friends in San Francisco. So anyway, Mel Broussard says, I am a retired scientist. Oh, good days. Good days. Yes. All right. I just get he's in massive trouble. All right, we'll just move forward. 34. Letitia James. I'm loving these questions today. All my favorite people. All my favorite people here. All my favorite people to read on. Letitia James. Mazars turning against Trump. Federal investigators. Rastin reads, you were right, Autumn. Good days ahead. Glad. Justin's mom, sorry I'm late. How is everyone? Everyone is better. We have moved. We're just sliding over towards justice. There's an electric slide over towards justice. And a third person has been cured of AIDS, of HIV. Yes, cured. All right, so Letitia James. Okay, do the reading. Do the reading. Focus. Focus. The happy dance can wait. Letitia James is shifting her focus to 24 locked filing cabinets in Trump Tower. Ah, yes, the filing cabinets. Revolution Ricky, yes, and it's still the beginning of a new week. Exactly. Well, we've been talking so much about February 20th. That is Sunday. Less than a week till the United States official Pluto return in certain parts of astrology. Oh boy. Cat Shepherd says, I can feel Freddie Mercury's spirit crying for joy. Oh yeah. Sheila R, good news that makes you cry. Spiral I saying good energy. Moran, she says, it's never not time for a happy dance. Just like there's no season for ice cream. Who would even think of such a thing? I was listening to a lot of George Michael last night. And he lost the love of his life to that horrible illness. So okay. Focus. Come on, you. Focus. Okay. Letitia James. Filing cabinets. Trump Tower. Because apparently we know that Trump doesn't do email and stuff like that, but he does do Post-it notes. He does do paper stuff. He does make notes on things. Apparently he loves reading apparently in Griftco Tower, on his desk would be these piles of paper, a lot of which were just different publications talking about him. So he would make notes on them. I can you imagine what the notes were? Really? Grass and Reed says, and then eating them. I love you guys. Anyway, apparently there are dozens of these apparently brown filing cabinets. I think someone said brown. What's brown? Anyway, all right, brown filing cabinets that are just full of Trump's notes and what have you, and it's all in chronological order. File cabinet after file cabinet after file cabinet after file cabinet after file cabinet. And she's like, I'll take that, please. And I'm just thinking, yeah, what's the likelihood they aren't going to destroy stuff? But is she going to have any luck? Letitia James is shifting her focus to 24 locked filing cabinets in Trump Tower. What kind of information do they contain? Will she be able to get her hands on them before their contents go down the drain? Net, I'm going to agree with you on that. Okay, what's in the filing cabinets? First thing I heard, drivel. It's not like it's going to be like genius business ideas. Drivel. Oh, this might be incriminating. Here, how's that? Drivel. Ooh, what is that stain? We'll just put that over there. Sharpies rattling around in the bottom. Oh, he thinks he's so important. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. You're so toast. The whole Trump dynasty. All the legal swords in their metaphorical backs. It isn't even like in the future. It's like right there. We have been waiting for this for years, and things are finally moving in the right direction. Oh, aggressive law enforcement. Thank you. I will bring apples for your horses. Please. 5 of Cups, Queen of Swords. You want to kick down all of that? You can't kick them all down. It's not working. And this is Letitia James. You're done. You're hemmed in. You can't stop them. These cards are just beautiful. Yes, Linda Graham. Lisa, I'm so sorry. I looked too quickly. Lisa Graham. Sorry. Lisa Graham, can we get an amen? Paula Stahl saying, I pray they freeze his assets. Yes. Here's the thing. Oh, yeah, that's true. Alicia Marie, some old KFC chicken bones, some burger wrappers. Yeah. This is petty, but I'm going to we've been through this, so I'm going to be petty for just a moment here. Of all of these cards, I love these cards. And the woman who made them did a fantastic job. But there's one thing in particular that's always could just kind of bug me just a tiny, tiny bit. It's his feet. Are his feet like sunk down in the sand? And you can only see the tops of them? Because he has little tiny feet. Tiny, 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 tiny feet that do not match the rest of him. And his little tiny feet are sore from trying to kick over all those cups, and he just can't do it. Anyway, this paralyzed says they are very small. Yeah. All right. All right. The next question's about Mazars. I'm just... $43. So, Mazars has potentially given the New York Attorney General over 500,000 documents, over 500,000 documents on Trump's financial records. Hallelujah. How bad are things at Mar-a-Lago at the moment? How long before Ivanka and Jared go from Dom Perignon to $2 Chuck from Trader Joe's? Those are two questions, but I'll take time for both. How bad are things at Mar-a-Lago at the moment? Oh, jeez. My guess is pretty bad. Mel Versailles says, hey, $2 Chuck ain't that bad. I don't drink. I hear that. I've heard that from lots of people. It just, hang on. Are you okay? Are you okay? Sorry. There must have been a noise, like on the TV or something. That was very most distressing. Okay, all's well. All's well. Yeah, but I don't drink, so. But I hear it's fine. But can you imagine the bubble prince and princess? Racine Reed says, we're in free fall, baby. Just waiting for the thud. Boom. Hello, Flora. Good morning from Australia. Good morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. All right. 46. So, how bad are things at Mar-a-Lago? And any talk of, we should not delight in, others' misfortune. Oh, we can delight in justice is what we can delight in. We can delight in nemesis coming against the hubris. We can delight in law enforcement doing what they should be doing to enforce laws. We can delight in someone who has done some of the most heinous stuff, who is a walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins, actually facing some consequences of his actions. And if we are not allowed to delight in that, we are not allowed to delight in anything. That is my opinion. How bad are things at Mar-a-Lago? Why? Have you guys seen the meme about about being chased by here come the consequences of my actions. Here come the consequences of my actions. Temperance. Okay. All right. Well, this isn't about us. This is about how are things at Mar-a-Lago. And Trump's been in bad situations before. He's been through bankruptcy before. But this is worse than most. But he's trying to remain calm-ish. But let's just say that he doesn't have the best coping skills. Let's just say he doesn't have a lot of emotional intelligence. Ace of Cups. World. There's somebody under a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Who has access to whatever they want, who can do whatever they want. And this is what comes up, what they're doing with themselves. Let's just say that cups can be medicinal things, or drinks, or well, there are some tantrums, but it's more medical stuff until the end, as in blotto. I love that Sheila R. I can't type anymore with all this good news. So we'll just leave this here. Queen of Pentacles. It's Melania. 2 of Pentacles. Well, who's going to do her taxes? The whole dynasty is... The whole thing's getting very rickety. This feels like it's not even sitting flat. It feels like it's rickety. Although there's he's on one leg and everything's off balance, and the big waves behind him, and this poor people. Imagine being on those ships. Whoa, whoa. Excuse me. The whole family is in a mess, and I don't know that Father Fiora will is going to be much use right now. He might. I'm sure he's found something. Thank you, guys. I'm sure he's found something to drown his sorrows in. But something. The whole family. Oh, it is crumbling. Thank you, Irma. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy belated Valentine's Day to you. Thank you. Okay. So the next question at 5130. 5130. About our things. Oh, how long before Ivanka go from Dom Perignon to Buckchuck Trader Joe's? Jolie says numbing his brain so he can cope isn't going to help the money woes. I don't think there's anything that can help his money woes. Thank you, Marby. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if there's anything that can help his money woes. I mean, his goose is cooked. There's who else is he going to get money from? Actually, I should ask that. But anyway, yes, Alicia, no gazpacho for Trump. No gazpacho for you. There. All right. So at 52:30, how long for Ivanka and Jared to feel the effects? Now, you would think Jared's stuff would be protected. Is that the clarion call of judgment I hear coming? Holly and Fran says the gullible MAGA cult members will continue to donate. Yeah, they will. But it's a drop in the bucket compared to what he's now facing. It feels like Griftco is crumbling. 4 of Cups, 7 of Cups, King of Swords, World. It's right now. Jared's fine. Jared's family's fine. His money's fine. So they and the children, they have that to fall back on. But this is not good for Ivanka at all. At all. Refusal. I'm not going to work with you. Okay, so, but we can see through the lies anyway. Here's a prosecutor in the middle, and end of chapter, end of book. You're done. You're done. Your way of life you've had, what you think, you're done. And she still has the Kushner cushion for money, but it does not look good for her. Joanne says, I think Jared will flee to Israel. I've been picking up on that being a real possibility. All of them. Just all the, well, Ivanka, Jared, and the kids, but I don't know. Judy Barr says they have to have hidden money in another country for sure. I don't doubt it, but that's Ivanka. The world that they've known, she thinks it's bad being a social outcast now. It's card of the thief. Careful examination. The emperor. The inauguration. Inaugurating the emperor. That's a thief card. Entertainment only, just reading on the collective energy, but if those cards these cards could not be clearer. Could not be clearer. Ricky says, doesn't Israel have an extradition treaty with the United States? I would imagine, but I don't exactly know the ins and outs. Charlie C. Sage of Fire says they are being watched by our government and can't get away. Well, I guess we'll find out. Diane, hello. Love your show. Wouldn't miss it. This sure sounds good today. Yahoo. Yahoo indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Diane. Diane Lasorda. Thank you. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, Rudy is done. Rudy does not have the money to fight the January 6th committee, the other thing. He does not have the money to fight anymore. He just doesn't. 57. Oh. Now we're reverse engineering calls made by Trump on January 6th for the next question. It's such a good day. 57:30. I like how there was a guest host on Rachel Maddow's show last night, and I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw a clip of it. I like her. I wish she needs to speak just a little bit faster. There needs to be just a little bit more urgency in what she's saying, but just a touch. Other than that, love it. Love her voice. Love how she explains things. Great stuff. Anyway. But what was she? Okay, there was a point to me saying that. I can't remember it. Oh, well, I'm just going to, it'll come back to me. It will. 58:30. Okay. Sorry. Okay, Ricky's saying, Alex Wagner, that's it, Taylor B. Thank you. I knew her name. I just couldn't think of it. Ricky, our sister country does have an extradition treaty with Israel. Well, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out, if that comes to that. But Apple saying Putin's been hit by a cyber attack. Any links? Any? You guys have such great energy. Such great energy. Such great news. Okay. Focus. 50. Okay, federal investigators are working to reverse engineer the calls made by Trump to others on January 6th that he worked so hard to hide. Will the committee be able to confirm the truth of Trump's calls that day? Okay. Yes, very good energy, suburban housewife. Tiffany, Lily, yes. What was he thinking doing the Masked Singer? Yeah, Rudy, really? He needed the money, I think. They do get paid for doing that. So, are they going to work out who Trump talked to on January 6th? I wonder how they're organizing this. I'm wondering, because there are some like law enforcement task forces who will get like a conference room with a really long whiteboard, and they'll do like a timeline, and they'll break everything up as they get more information. The timeline on this has got to like start there, go across this wall, down that wall, and then back across the other one. Whew. Judgment is coming for you. That's us watching this on TV, on our screens, on our devices. Us. But also justice? Are we actually headed toward justice? Oh no, was that a cyber attack on Ukraine? Oh no. Ooh. Okay, 6 of Pentacles, Fool. Yeah, who'd you talk to? Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. The Fool. Who did you give money to? Who did you talk to? What happened here? Who loaned you a phone? Excuse me. I'm getting so excited for the insurrection and the worst actions taken. All of that, boom, justice card. Dropped like a boulder right there in their path. It's a good day for America, everybody. Sandy Miller, I agree. The cards are on fire today. Yes. 103. Oh, speaking of Giuliani, White had a question. Given the news on Trump this week and the fact that Giuliani may flip due to Trump not paying his legal fees. Oh, this isn't about Giuliani. Is Trump now considering leaving the country? Well, let's turn this into 2 questions. Let's read about Giuliani, and then we'll look at if the orange coward is going to try to slink away. Let's start with Giuliani. He's desperate for money. And I'm not going to spend, I'm not going to read much on Giuliani because his energy is just pathetic. He is extremely worried about going to prison. Every time I read on him, I feel like I've got to like pick him up off the floor here. It's like, okay, I'm going to read on you. Okay, stand up, have some coffee, drink that. I'm going to read on you. Can you stand? Can you stand for a minute? Okay. And yes, Bell, Book, and Candle, Sandy Hook families did get a settlement with Winchester for $73 million. I told you, it is a good day. All right, Giuliani. Oh, they're coming for him, and he knows it. It even feels like, if I just like mentally they stood him up here, and he just feels so pathetic. Where he's just standing there, just kind of holding his coffee up, just kind of staring. Judgment's coming. Knight of Cups. 6 of Pentacles. He's trying to scrape together money. It's not working. He's in major trouble, legal trouble. So, are you going to flip on Trump to try to save yourself? Oh, Ricky, to dream. The icing on the cake would be Trump in handcuffs. What a lovely thought. All right, Giuliani. Sheila says, I wouldn't leave this chat for a million. No way. That's going to prison. That's going up the river. Gonna flip on Trump. He's desperate. He's got nothing. See? Make an agreement. Make an agreement. He's still hoping. He's still hoping that Trump's going to send him money, do something. He's pathetic. His energy's pathetic. Joanne says, I get this feeling he admits to it all, and he says he's sorry, and we sort of forgive him, and he writes a book, and it's a bestseller. Well, it's only going to be a bestseller if he redeems himself by turning on Trump. I know you're still hoping, but come on. Unburden your soul. Joan says, I think his poor liver is shot. Unburden your soul, Giuliani. Unburden your soul. Take your lumps. Just lay it out. And she says wistfully, again begging. 10 of Cups. He still thinks he can get on his horse and prove himself to Trump. I think that will change, is the sense I get, but for now, William, I agree, he needs to do the right thing. Ricky says, if push comes to shove, Rudy Giuliani isn't going to prison for Trump. Trump the man. See, we were friends. We were so important. He's still politically married to Trump. They're about the same age. They grew up in New York. He's not ready to flip yet. But I think he will. But for now, drink your coffee, Rudy. Okay. Take care. Good luck. Unburden your soul. It's good for you. Makes everything easier. You don't have to carry the lies. You don't have to spin anything. It's a huge burden off of you. What religion is Rudy? Does anybody know? I haven't got a clue. I also just got mascara all down my finger. It's like the kitty's got a tail. Oh boy, Catholic. That's what I was thinking. Catholic. I wasn't sure, but God, he knows all about unburdening. Confess your sins. Confess. Okay. Whew. All right. and then just kind of sinks back down. Do the right thing, Rudy. Make good choices. 110.30. I love this. Under the exactly how stupid do you think we are? Heading today, we've got Russia now says it is pulling back some troops from around Ukraine. Really, huh? Russia says it's withdrawing some troops following exercises around Ukraine, but major drills continue. Yeah, I'm pulling back lots of troops as the German chancellor's arriving or something like that for talks, but they're still doing exercises though. I'm sorry, we've played this game. Putin's pulling his troops back, and the bad troops rearrange, and he added more. And that was like, what, a few weeks ago? Last month, at most? Sandy Miller says, I heard it's a trick. Please. Yeah, exactly. Oh, we're withdrawing troops. Oh, Putin, sit down. It's hard to negotiate with somebody who won't, it's like, okay, is the sky blue? No. Okay. Are you saying, oh, it's cloud cover, it's gray? No, it's not blue. Or it isn't even that. It's worse than that. It's here. You don't need to worry. I took care of your car. What do you mean you took care of my car? It's ready to go. You put sugar in my tank. Okay, and then he comes back a few weeks later after you do all of the repairs. It's like, oh, I took care of your car. It's like, did you put sugar in the tank again? Oh, no. B. Smith says, I was born in the same hospital as 45. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you redeemed that hospital. NetNet says Russia's also training in the sea north of Norway. We also share a border with Russia. Oh, jeez. All right, Russia, Ukraine. Putin, where are you? You slimy toad. No offense to toads. Why now? What are you doing? He's getting lots of attention. Alan says, I think there are 150,000 troops around Ukraine. I heard something similar. Gary Atkins says all of NATO is on high alert training. MLR says Putin plans to dominate the northern third of the planet. Okay. You are a thief and you have the energy of a serial killer, Putin, but Ace of Cups. Oh, this is just a complete fallacy. This is, the cup of peace. the gentle, gentle rain falling, the dove of peace is here. Oh, please. Joy Wilson says, I'm also upset. It was born on the same day as Moscow Mitch. Oh, in Cape Town. Thank you for redeeming the planet by your existence. 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Ukraine has had it, and they wish they were getting more help, but they are grateful for the help NATO is giving them. But this is just a whole lot of low-level garbage that Putin's trying to do. Just here, I'm acting. It's not really. It's I'm working. Oh, I'm getting all the troops in. Oh no. Well, no. I'm taking action. No, I'm not. But it's. Don't look over here. Don't look. Oh, look over here. I'm gonna put these cards over. Sheila R says this will be the end of him if he does this. He's not even worth reading on because it's just all lies. Ace of Swords. Devil. Page of Cups. 10 of Swords. Sneaky. The way that he took over Crimea was a lot of troops with no insignia on just came into the country. More and more just came in these green military uniforms with no insignia, to the point where they started the Ukrainians started calling them the little green men. And they spoke Russian. It was like, this is a Russian invasion. And Russia was saying, oh no, those are Ukrainian separatists. Nothing to do with us. Until the point where they got to a point where they could roll things in and you couldn't combat it. There were too many troops there already. And it's just that kind of sneaky, lying to your face garbage. I can pretty much guarantee you that's what he's doing right now. I don't know that he's on the one hand, you want people coming in with no insignia so they don't get messed. You don't want people to get up in arms because they can say for sure at a glance that's a Russian. Those are Russian military people, but at the same time, you want them to intimidate the civilians. So you want them wearing something. Sheila R says he's getting ready to shock people. Mel Broussard says the Russians call it hybrid warfare. Cyber attacks are a part of it. They will invade. Same thing happened in the Republic of Georgia in 2008. They pulled back and then went in 8 days later. Yeah, this is what he's doing. He's not even okay. Is this going to be the end of Putin? 1930. Because what he's doing, 1930. What he's doing, it's going to be completely underhanded. I mean, he is lying, no question, lying to your face. There's no nice way out of this. There's no, yeah. If I get rid of that, is this, okay, good, I can save. So, is this the Putin doing this garbage? Is this going to be the end of Putin? if a friend of mine came to me and was saying, should I be in a relationship with this guy? I would be like, run. And I never say stuff like that, but I'd just be like, no, this guy is lying to your face, lying. Whatever comes out of his mouth, do not trust it. If he says his dog died, don't believe it. If he says his car broke down, don't believe it. If he says he needs 25 cents for a piece of gum, don't believe him. And don't give it to him. NATO, liberal countries working together. Germany doesn't want to get sucked into a lot of this stuff, but even they're like, really? 5 of... And anybody who doesn't want nuclear weapons, it's like, doesn't want there to be nuclear proliferation. It's like, Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons in exchange for the West saying we would protect you. One, if we don't keep our word, nobody's going to trust us. What kind of leader is that? You're just constantly lying to people. But it's also so I'm stopping myself. I was like, oh, I can tell there are people who are going to disagree with me because I haven't added on the part about this, and then my whole way of thinking derailed. Anyway, we're looking at Putin. He's chaos, death, bringing death, disappointment, decisions. I'm getting he's going to act. I wish I wasn't. I wasn't before. Yeah, smiling in your face and stabbing your chest at the same time. Yes. Yeah. Mel Broussard says sanctions must include pain for ordinary Russians. Shut off electricity, shut down banks, give Russians a taste of Putin's medicine. They're going to go after the wealthy. There's going to be, I just get, he's going to act. We are going to be disappointed that he's decided to do that. So it's like, fine, you made that decision. These are your consequences. Question is, will it be full on? And can we just share that Elisa was kind enough to come in to tell us that the jury has ruled against Sarah Palin. So she can't even go and say, oh, the judge just decided. It's like, no, the jury decided. Goodbye. Get out of the courtroom. Electra Storm says, in order to save face, he has to invade. He can't go back. Sarah Palin lost today, too. Other than this Putin thing, it's a pretty good day. Will it be full on? Hello, Martha. It's a decision, action, consequence, and they're making it clear right up front. They are. It feels like they are just shoving this in Putin's face and saying, if you do this, this is what is going to happen. No question. If you take this action, there will be this consequence. See, back in 2014, Biden was vice president, and they kept a lot of information away. They kept a lot of information they knew about what Russia was doing away from NATO allies for some reason. But this time, Biden has decided, oh no, they're going to know everything. And that's why we've been hearing so much. Ricky says, but what does Putin stand to gain from invading Ukraine? Power. He wants to put the USSR back together, basically. He wants to have a bigger buffer against NATO. He wants no question of his control of Crimea, which is a port that he desperately needs. Eight of Wands, Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords, Hierophant. Will they go all out? There's a chance. There's a chance. If he goes all out, takes these big actions, military. Could be cyber, can be drones, can be... Troops would be the last option, but governments responding, hemming in. Feels like Russia. This isn't Putin. This is Russia. Yeah, and Russia is a big country. There is I don't know what he was watching it on, but my father he pulls up all of these documentaries and all this stuff. Well, he found some video he had on the TV, and it was riding the train through Siberia to the eastern coast of Russia. And it was beautiful. But you also got to see people's houses as you go by and see the stations. And it was just so interesting. I found myself, I was just like, oh, and I found myself like sitting down and just sitting there, or just being on the train, what they ate, what they were offered, the bad, when you went into the car, the car where you'd eat, it wasn't like fancy, just, Formica table kind of thing. And there was some horrible, dance music-ish type stuff on. But then you just go back into the guy filming, just go back into this car or go to the observation or whatever it was. And it was beautiful. So that's out there. I know I've watched a number of the videos of, there are these people who they have put this camera, they have this camera here, and they've got this whole thing, and they walk through areas, shopping districts and gardens in Kyoto, and I think one of them was in downtown Chicago at night. There's not much to see there. Or it was in New York City, downtown New York City, at like, it was around, there was one that was around Times Square, but it was late, and it's like, there's nowhere to like be right there. So he's just walking around. But when he was walking around Kyoto, that was nice. It's very pretty. I like stuff like that every once in a while. Donna Howard, yes, he wants their natural resources too. All right, I'll go back to this now. Yes, Ukraine has natural resources too. He's so awful. All right, so let's ask $130. This is not important in the grand scheme of things. I just think it's an incredibly poor taste, and you have got to be kidding me. So let's just do something. We're going to leave off. Flying Without a Broom says, this is haunting to me. My mother's family was thrown into a Russian boxcar bound for Siberia after World War II. There are any number of prison diaries, really gulag diaries, and they are harrowing. I remember I read a lot of them, but one of the best was a lesser known one, but so good. It was called "Gray is the Color of Hope." Ratushinskaya, I think her name is. Oh my gosh, amazing. Museum science history. I probably have, but I can't think of it right at the moment. Betty Harper saying Putin is smart, but he can be outsmarted. We have smart guys too. Oh yes. Oh yes. So we're just going to leave off today on just and I've got to share this with you. All right. So you know the thing about Prince Charles? And we're definitely, I'm going to finish off something Sarah, something funny Sarah sent me. But before we get to that, where is it? Ready for this one? Why Harry and Meghan are struggling to accept Queen Camilla. Harry's very loyal to his mother. Shock. Surprise. Why not? Ready for this one, though? First of all, Charles is, he's already talking about his coronation. He and Camilla are going to be coronated at the same time. Same. It's going to be smaller than his mother's coronation. There's only going to be about 2,000 people there. But yeah, he's setting this whole thing. He knows exactly what's going to happen. It's going to happen within the first year after he becomes king, and this and that. And I'm like, your mother is alive. There's planning to do, but your mother, you're measuring her drapes and she's alive. And this is public. Like, everybody knows about it and he's talking about it. Are you kidding me? Yes, Teresa Ford. Charles dances on his mother's pre-dug grave. Oh my gosh. So that's what's going on. And then here's this thing. There's a feeling, an insider, of course, says there's a feeling of bad blood that goes both ways. Basically, Camilla and Harry are not exactly buddies. Fair enough. Yeah, he didn't have to go public. Exactly, net. But this, I couldn't. The insider said, Camilla is a strong, confident character who doesn't put up with nonsense and really doesn't approve of the way that Harry and Meghan have conducted themselves. Oh, that is brass. Oh, brass. Boulders of brass. She does not approve of the way Harry has conducted himself. Brass. Unbelievable. For Harry, it's hard to compute that the woman associated with destroying his parents' marriage is set to be named Queen. While for Meghan, it just solidifies the feelings that the royals don't have their back. Last week, days after the Queen made her momentous statement about Camilla can be Queen Consort, Prince Harry spoke in praise of his late mother, Princess Diana, but failed to congratulate his stepmother on her honor. He was in the video, he said he felt an obligation to continue Diana's work and added, "I could never fill her shoes." Obviously, there was no suggestion he was attempting to snub Camilla in the process, but his silence on the matter still echoed in the palace. Oh, I could never fill Diana's shoes. Brass. Thank you, Ricky. I am totally with you on that. And Charles. Your mother is still alive. Still alive. Oh, and the other thing we'll have to look at tomorrow. Prince Andrew. You know how he just settled? He just settled for an undisclosed amount with Virginia Giuffre. So you think that's it? Oh, nay. The prosecutors who went after Giuliani still want to talk to him. All right, now let's read on Charles and his brass queen consort. Congratulations. It's a big lump of metal for your head. Nine of Pentacles, High Priestess, Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups. Charles thinks he is just entitled. This is the sitting pretty card. This is the higher wisdom. Secrets? What secrets? No, that's not important. This is just the brass of setting out the pageantry that is going to be his coronation. And his mother's in the background going, "I'm not dead yet." Like a Monty Python skit. But this right here, cups are in regular playing cards. Cups are hearts. Queen of Hearts. This is an insult to injury of Diana. Oh, wow. You have acted like an entitled piece of trash. I'm shocked. It's the final insult to injury to Diana. Labrat says, maybe Charles will pass before his mom. Wouldn't that frost Camilla? I don't wish death on anyone, on anybody. It's just. Teresa Ford says, does Charles not know what Mom just did to his brother? I'm still hoping Charles will, metaphorically yeet Andrew out of England. Get off royal lands. Get out of the country. Holly and France says, I know these things need to be planned well in advance, but talking about it now is just plain inappropriate. Exactly. Will she abdicate? So at 140. Do they know something about her or her health that we don't know? Will she abdicate? I would think she wouldn't, because she has sworn in the past she will never abdicate no matter what, and that's because of what happened with her uncle. Queen Elizabeth II. I was looking at her chart. I'm not a professional astrologer, but it didn't look like Pluto was like Pluto was really going to mess with her for like a few years from now, like 2 or 3 years from now. And there are other things that can put real strain on a chart, and that can be really hard on the old physical vessel. But I don't know. From the astrology, I'm not super knowledgeable, but it seemed a little premature to be dancing on her grave. Martha Shavira is saying her energy is tired. Yes. Yes, Electrostorm. It's one thing to plan behind closed doors, but to do it publicly is gross. Yes. Yes, Deseret, the crown of Yeet. Communicating. Yeah, that great communication. Well done. Well done, genius. Oh, you are small, pathetic. Yeah. Anyway. Small, pathetic prince. Yes. Communicating how lovely your mother who's still alive. Okay. Six of Pentacles, Sun, Seven of Cups. She's having health problems, but they're taking care of her. She is worried about there being any kind of question of anything. She's trying to clean everything up. Matter of fact, what Charles is doing, he's still a jackwagon for talking about it publicly. But I wonder if he's done some of that because his mother has said you should start setting things up just in case. Ricky says the Queen Mother lived to be 102. For Charles to do this is disgusting and disrespectful. Yeah. Yeah. She's trying to clean up. She's trying to set everything right that she possibly can. I mean, I'm getting a mental image of her walking through, her office, her rooms, whatever, and just like it's metaphor, but like placing. Okay, this goes here, this goes there. Okay, I'll leave that right there. I'll leave this here. Okay. Okay, so that's okay. Is everything? So a book called The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. And it's based on the idea that apparently in certain countries, really, the older you get, the more people start ridding themselves of possessions and setting things up so that if they pass, or when they pass, that they are not a burden on their families. And it's something for all of us to think about. What kind of burden are we going to, if something happened to us right now, if lightning struck, what kind of burden would we be leaving on our families? So something to think about. So I think it's right to think about these things. I think it's important to think about these things. But I would not dream of being like, oh yes, when my parents pass away, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Ew, what kind of blankety blank do you have to be? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Anyway, Gretchen says, my mother's been doing that these past few years. I'm keeping it in the back of my head. I mean, yes, I'm 50, but I don't know what's going to happen. And I also don't have a lot of space, so it's like good. So it's like keeping me from acquiring too much stuff. And I'm trying to actually organize things a bit to just make it so if something happened to me suddenly, my family wouldn't be just like, you know. But anyway, yes, it didn't have to be public. That's ridiculous. Paula Stahl says that's what I've been doing. Just donated my body to science. Excellent. Yeah. All right. Kathy Gray says, I'm 79. I'm doing all I can to make it simple. Bless. Bless. C. Torino says, it is so disrespectful. Yes. All right. Well, it's 2:06 here in Chicago. Thank you so much for being here. And we've had good news today. Okay. Then you've got some jerks. But we've had some good news today. We have had movement toward justice. Yay. All right. So I will be right back here tomorrow, as always. Also, it's 2:06 here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel doing creative sprints. Sarah and I and some others in the chat, and anyone else who wants to be a masochist, we are doing the 12-week year. It's basically organizing, get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. Yeah, we've been working our way through this. And so, yep, where you're working out kind of what you want to do and how you're going to get there and the plan. And so that's what we're working on over there. If anyone's interested. Other than that, keeping on. There's a lot. I'm planning on a lot coming out this year. A lot of stuff. All right. But I'll be back here tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me on this wonderful day. All right. And I will see you later. Thank you. Take care. There are still good days ahead.